Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Viswanath Tiwari from Central University of Rajasthan. Today I am going to discuss a module that is allosteric enzymes, symmetrical and sequential model that has been taken from paper Molecular Enzymology and Protein Engineering. So objective of this module is to understand the allosteric enzyme, allosteric sites, the kinetics of allosteric enzyme, characteristics as well as limitation of symmetrical as well as sequential models that is given for allosteric enzyme. So, this module is divided into following sections. First, we will discuss about basics of allosteric sites and allosteric enzymes. We will discuss its characteristic. Then we will discuss about kinetics of allosteric enzyme using symmetrical and sequential models. We will also discuss the limitations and significances of sequential and symmetrical model. So, what is enzyme? So, enzyme have an active site which is responsible for the catalysis. So, substrate will bind to the active site, and if we have only one active site in the enzyme, then enzyme substrate complex is formed. An enzyme substrate complex is sometimes known as Michaelis-Menten complex. So, therefore, you can say that the enzyme which have only one active site is also known as Michaelis-Menten enzyme, but there are number of enzymes that have more than one subunit or oligomeric. This oligomerization provide additional substrate binding sites. So, once we have oligomeric enzyme with additional binding sites, they are not Michaelis-Menten enzyme. So, the additional active site or additional binding site which the enzyme have, it may be cooperative, it may be non-cooperative. So, if it is non-cooperative, then the additional binding site is identical to the active site, or it may be different from active site, but they do not influence the binding of ligand or substrate to different binding sites and active sites. For example, if an enzyme is a tetramer, then at fixed concentration of enzyme, there is a 5 different species that can be formed. The first one is free enzyme, second one is enzyme complex with the first substrate, third one is enzyme complex with the two substrate, fourth one is enzyme complex with the 3 substrate, and fifth one is enzyme complex with 4 substrate. So, if the binding is non-cooperative, then although we have different substrate bind to the active site, but still the velocity curve is hyperbolic. So, hyperbolic velocity curve is a characteristic of Michaelis-Menten enzyme. So, in this case, we have more than one binding site, but that does not behave like allosteric enzyme because they are non-cooperative. So, what is the significance of oligomerization in those enzymes? So, in those non-cooperative enzyme, non-cooperative binding site containing enzyme, oligomerization only helps in the stability of the enzyme in vivo condition, but does not affect catalysis in the case of non-cooperative binding sites. But the second condition where the additional binding sites is cooperative in nature. So, if it is cooperative in nature, then binding of molecules or ligand to cooperative binding site will influence the binding of substrate to the vacant site. So, in other words, you can say that the occupied site will influence the rate of product formation to other sites. So, what is the name of that other site? When the other binding site is cooperative, then the name is given to the cooperative binding sites, and that is known as allosteric sites. So, you can define allosteric site as a site other than the active site which influences binding or catalysis of active sites. So, in this module, we will discuss about kinetics of allosteric sites as well as allosteric enzyme using symmetrical and sequential model. We will also discuss its limitation and its significances to understanding the allosteric enzymes. What is the characteristic of allosteric site and allosteric enzyme? So, Monod, Cengiz and Jacobs applied a term allosteric to the enzyme that displays altered kinetic properties in the presence of ligand that does not have any structural resemblance to the substrate. So, allosteric enzyme is defined as enzyme that change their conformation and activity upon binding of effector molecule at the site which is other than the active site, and that result in the change in binding affinity at a different sites. Aspartate carboxyl transferase, also known as acetase, is a good example of allosteric enzyme. Hemoglobin is other example of allosteric molecules, but it is a allosteric protein rather than allosteric enzyme. So, allosteric enzyme are important in terms of its metabolic control, its cellular economy such as feedback inhibition. Most allosteric enzyme displays sigmoidal ligand saturation curve and hence shows allosterism. Because of this sigmoidal curve, now sigmoidal response and allosterism are synonymally used. What is kinetics of allosteric enzyme? So, allosteric enzyme have more than one binding sites. First substrate bind is to the active site or catalytic binding site, while other site is known as allosteric binding site. Allosteric binding site may be cooperative or non-cooperative. Velocity versus substrate concentration plot in the case of non-cooperative binding site will be hyperbolic. The two models given to explain cooperative binding. The first one is concerted symmetrical model. The second one is simple sequential model. These model assumes that enzyme pre-exist as an equilibrium mixture of high affinity oligomer and low affinity oligomers. The ligand induce, substrate, inhibitor and activator act as displacing the equilibrium in favor of one state and another. So, these 2 points are related to concerted symmetrical model, while simple sequential model assume that there is a sequential or progressive change in the affinity of vacant site depending on the occupied site. First, we will discuss the details of concerted symmetrical model. There are following features of this model. The first one is allosteric proteins are oligomeric in nature, which contain identical protomers that are arranged in symmetrical manner. The second point is each individual protomer have only one binding site for its ligand. Ligand means it may be substrate, it may be inhibitor, it may be activator. The third point is the oligomer exists in two conformations that are in equilibrium. The different conformation can arise from rearrangement of quaternary structure or from change in the tertiary structure of protomers or both. The conformation of oligomer that has a lower affinity for the substrate is known as T or taut or tight state or tight conformation, while other conformation that has highest affinity for the substrate is known as R state, relaxed state or right conformation. Transition between one conformation and other conformation is all or none event. Therefore, the symmetry of oligomer is conserved in the transition. There is no hybrid state where some protomer have rearranged in spaces or changes in the conformation while other have not. It means either a particular protomer exists in T conformation or it exists in R conformation, but we don't have any conformation that has some property of T state or some property of R state according to this model. The affinity of a binding site for a given ligand depends on the conformation of the protomer. That means it depends on the conformation of oligomer. Some ligand bind preferentially to one oligomer or oligomeric conformation, while other ligand bind preferentially to other oligomeric conformation. The next assumption of this model is T and R state are in equilibrium and binding of ligand to one particular conformation will causes equilibrium to shift in the favor of conformation with which a ligand bound. That means if your ligand bind to the R state, it converts T state into the R state. Because each oligomeric conformation or oligomer having more than one ligand binding sites and the transition from lower affinity to higher affinity conformation occurs simultaneously for all protomer, and the number of higher binding sites made available by the transition exceed that one used up. This result into ligand binding curve becomes sigmoidal. The equilibrium constant for the transition R0 to T0 is designated as L. R0 is initial concentration of R state, T0 is the initial concentration of T state. So L is the equilibrium constant of the transition is the concentration of T0 divided by concentration of R0. So intrinsic dissociation constant for substrate binding site on the protomer in the T state is designated as Kst. Intrinsic dissociation constant for substrate binding site on a protomer in R state is designated as Ksr, and the ratio of Kst and Ksr is designated as C, which is also known as non-exclusive binding coefficient. The cooperativity of substrate binding depends on L and C. So in this way, we have learned in concentrated symmetrical model, the velocity curve, which is sigmoidal in nature, is influenced by presence of inhibitor or presence of activator. So velocity curve become more sigmoidal. When it become more sigmoidal? Well, L increases. And when L increases? When the equilibrium between R and T state favors towards T transition, or C decreases. When C decreases? When the affinity of T state decreases relative to the R state for substrate. So in this way you can say that the allosteric inhibitor which are assumed to bind preferably to the T state is allowing or allows converting R state to T state or favoring the formation of T state. In the effect, your allosteric constant L increases and velocity curve become more sigmoidal with N apparent approaching the actual number of sites. The second molecule that have influence on the sigmoidal curve is activator. So activator is assumed to bind preferably to the R state and hence mimicking the substrate for shifting the R is to T equilibrium towards the left side, or you can say towards the formation of more R state. So as a result of which the velocity curve become more sigmoidal. At the high activator concentration, the entire enzyme will be driven to the R state and the V versus substrate concentration curve become hyperbolic. So in this way you can say that the inhibitor making velocity curve more sigmoidal by converting R into T state, and activator making velocity curve more hyperbolic by converting T state into R state. As you can see in the figure, a tetramer having T state and R state. The left side you can see there is a T state, and R right side you can see there is a R state. When the first substrate bind to the tetramer in the T state, it is converted into TS1, and binding of subsequent substrate to TS1 and TS2 and TS3 converts T state into TS2, TS3, TS4. Similarly, binding of ligand to R state subsequently converting R0 into RS1, into RS2, into RS3, into RS4. The binding of substrate to the T state or binding of substrate to the R state having dissociation constant of Kst and Ksr respectively. At any point of time, T state when converted into R state is denoted by L, that is equilibrium constant. An equilibrium constant of conversion of T into R is different for different states. For example, when T0 is converted into R0, it is L. When TS1 is converted into RS1, it is L1, and so on. So in this model you can see that how your T state is different from R state and how the binding of different substrate converting one conformation into another conformation. For the simplicity, a dimeric model is used to calculate velocity equation based on the concerted symmetrical model. So if it is a dimer, there is a possibility of two substrate binding. So binding of first substrate will always take place to the R state. Therefore, the binding of first substrate is either take place at the first site, so it will form RS complex, or it take place to the second site, and that is known as SR complex. Although both are identical, but we are using RS and SR to distinguish both complexes. And binding up second substrate into the vacant site will produce RS2. RS differ from SR in the binding of substrate. For example, if RS bind to the first monomeric R state, then second binding site is free, and SR representing the second occupied site and first site is free. And it is assumed that T state represents absolutely no affinity for the substrate, so S bind exclusively to the R state with the dissociation constant that will be indicated by Ks. As per normal equations, the velocity equation for the normal dimer can be written as velocity is equal to Kp. If you remember the single molecular reaction, Kp is equivalent to the K plus 2 that is responsible for converting ES complex into the product, but here in the place of ES complex we have RS complex. So the velocity of the reaction is equals to Kp into RS plus Kp into SR. RS and S are same, but the active site which is occupied is different, plus 2 Kp into RS2. Why we are saying 2 Kp? Because when both the substrate are occupied, then velocity of the reaction increases, it's just double. The total enzyme that is present here is distributed into enzyme present in T form, that is T concentration plus R concentration, an enzyme which is occupied at the first site, that is RS concentration, enzyme which is occupied into T, enzyme which is occupied to the other site, that is SR conformation, and enzyme which is occupied in both the side, that is S2R conformation or RS2 conformation. So we will have Et is equal to T0 plus R0 plus RS plus SR plus RS2. When you divide the velocity equation with the Et and using the Et equivalent in right side, you will have the equation that is V0 divided by Et is equals to Kp into Rs plus Kp into Sr plus 2 Kp into Rs2 divided by T0 plus R0 plus Rs plus Sr plus Rs2. At the binding mode where we have equilibrium, Rs, Sr and Rs2 can be expressed in the form of S concentration, R0 concentration and Ks, where Ks is a dissociation constant. So Ks is equivalent to R0 into S concentration. So Ks is equivalent to concentration of R0 into concentration of S divided by concentration of Rs complex. Similarly, Rs2 is equals to doubles of the substrate concentration divided by Ks square into R0. These values are calculated by using equilibrium assumptions. When you replace the value of Rs, value of Sr and value of Rs2 and T0 is equal to LR0, then we will have another equation, and that is V upon Et is equals to Kp into S upon Ks into R0 plus Kp into S upon Ks into R0 plus 2 Kp S square upon Ks square into R0 divided by LR0, that representing the T, plus R0 plus S upon Ks R0 plus S upon Ks R0 plus S square upon Ks square into R0. By taking R0 as a common in numerator and denominator on the right hand side, the equation become V upon Et is equal to Kp into S upon Ks plus Kp into S upon Ks plus 2 Kp into S square upon Ks square. In the bracket, we have R0 as a common. And in the denominator, it become L plus 1 plus S upon Ks plus S upon Ks plus S square upon Ks square, and outside we have R0. So R0 get cancelled, and addition of Kp into S upon Ks in numerator and S upon Ks in denominator, we will have V upon Et is equal to 2 Kp into S upon Ks plus 2 Kp into S square upon Ks square divided by L plus 1 plus 2K plus 2S upon Ks plus S square upon Ks2. And this equation can be rearranged as V upon Et is equal to 2 Kp into S upon Ks divided by 1 plus S upon Ks divided by L plus 1 plus 2 S upon Ks plus S square upon Ks square. If you put the value of Vmax is equal to 2 Kp into Et, and we know that A plus B square is equal to A square plus 2AB plus B square, then the equation becomes V upon Vmax is equal to S upon Ks in the bracket 1 plus S upon Ks divided by L plus 1 plus 2 S upon Ks plus S square upon Ks square. And this equation can be rearranged as V upon Vmax is equal to S upon Ks in the bracket 1 plus S upon Ks and it divided by L plus 1 plus S upon Ks whole square. The above equation, which is derived for the dimer, can be generalized for tetramer or any other oligomer. So the equation becomes V upon Vmax is equals to substrate concentration divided by Ks into 1 plus S upon Ks within the bracket n minus 1 divided by L plus in the bracket 1 plus S upon Ks, that is the power of n. So we are assuming that velocity of the reaction is proportional to the concentration of occupied site. Therefore, in the above equation, initial velocity of the reaction is simply the occupied site, and the Vmax is the maximum velocity of the reaction or total site available, and substrate concentration is the ligand concentration. Ks is a dissociation constant of the ligand, and L is the equilibrium constant in concerted symmetrical model, and L is equals to T0 upon R0, and it is the N which is the number of site occupied. So above equation in the equilibrium binding equation that give the ratio of occupied site to total site, hence y-axis is equals to, hence ys is equals to V upon Vmax. So we will have another equation where ys is equals to occupied site divided by total site is equals to bound site, occupied means bound substrate, divided by n into Et, that is total enzyme sites, that is equals to V upon Vmax. After discussion of kinetics of concerted symmetrical model, let's have discussed kinetics of simple sequential model. This is simplest model given for enzyme kinetics, allosteric enzyme kinetics. This is based on flexible enzyme and induced fit enzyme or model of Koszalin. This model assumes that a significant change in the conformation of enzyme result from the binding of substrate or other ligand. These conformational changes result into altered affinity of the vacant site, and in effect each substrate molecule that binds make it easier for next substrate molecule to bind, and the resulting velocity curve has a marked acceleration phase followed by normal sloping off as enzyme approaches saturation. So kinetics of this model is binding of first ligand have affinity or dissociation constant of Ks. Again we are taking a dimeric model here to calculate the equation, and after completion of the equation calculation we will replace it with the tetramer or any other oligomer form. So binding of first substrate have a dissociation constant of the Ks, and once first site is occupied, dissociation constant for the vacant site change to alpha Ks. So the velocity equation is going to be V is equal to Kp into Es. If you remember the last model, in the place of Es we are writing Rs because it is the R state that representing the functional E state. So V0 is equal to Kp into Es plus Kp into Se. Again Es and Se differ in a similar way where Rs and Sr differ in the number of, in the position of active site binding to the substrate. So equation become V0 is equal to Kp into Es plus Kp into Se plus 2 Kp into Es2. The enzyme which is distributed here is present either in the free form, either combined at the one active site or combined to the other site, or both sites are occupied. So Et is equal to the concentration of enzyme plus Es plus Se plus Es2. Dividing the velocity equation with the Et, we will have another equation where V0 is equal to Et is equal to Kp into Es plus Kp into Se plus 2 Kp into Es2 divided by concentration of enzyme plus concentration of Es complex plus concentration of Se complex plus Es2. And we know that if the binding is in equilibrium, we can calculate the Ks and alpha Ks2. Here please remember one thing, when Ks multiplied by alpha Ks, it become alpha Ks2. After substituting the value of Es, Se and Es2, the equation gets modified and it become V upon Et is equal to Kp into S upon Ks into enzyme concentration plus Kp into S upon Ks into enzyme concentration plus 2 Kp S upon alpha Ks2 into enzyme concentration. This is divided by free enzyme concentration plus S upon Ks into E concentration plus S upon Ks into concentration of enzyme plus S square divided by alpha Ks square into free enzyme concentration. By taking E common in the nominator and denominator, the equation get modified and you can see that equation. And after cancelling the common free enzyme concentration on right hand side, an addition of Kp is equal to S upon Ks in numerator and S upon Ks in denominator, we can see the another equation, and that is V upon Et is equal to 2 Kp into S upon Ks plus 2 Kp into S square upon alpha Ks square divided by 1 plus 2S divided by Ks plus S square upon Ks square. This equation is further modified into another equation by taking 2 Kp as a common, where you can see this equation. The equation which is now we will have, that is V upon 2 Kp into Et is equal to S upon Ks plus S square upon alpha Ks square divided by 1 plus 2S upon Ks plus S square upon alpha Ks square. If you're putting value V max is equal to 2 Kp into E2, V max is equal to 2 Kp into Et, the equation now become V upon V max is equal to S upon Ks plus S square divided by alpha Ks square divided by 1 plus 2S upon Ks plus S square upon alpha Ks square. But this velocity equation you cannot reduce into Maclaurin-Menten equation, and this is a dimeric equation. This is a simple sequential kinetic equation for dimer. You can convert it into the tetramer. Similarly, you can calculate the velocity kinetics for simple sequential model for a tetramer. The first molecule of substrate bind to the vacant site with the dissociation constant of the case. The dissociation constant after binding of the first substrate, that you can say 3 vacant site, is changed to alpha case. The second molecule will bind with the affinity of alpha or AKS. The binding of second molecule will change the affinity for remaining two sites. So the affinity for third and fourth site is ABKS, that is because of binding of second substrate. So the third molecule of substrate will bind with the affinity of ABKS, and the binding of the third molecule to the substrate, dissociation constant for the last unfilled site will have ABCKS. So the binding of first induces A factor, binding of second induces B factor, binding of third induces C factor. So last substrate will bind with the factor of ABCKS. So when you put a velocity equation and enzyme concentration which is present for a tetramer, you will have equation of V0 is equal to Kp into Es1 plus 2 Kp into Es2 plus 3 Kp into Es3 plus 4 Kp into Es4. And if you divide it with enzyme concentration and introducing the statistical factors, the equation become V0 upon Vmax is equal to S upon Ks plus 3s square divided by alpha ks2 plus 3s की power 3 plus alpha 2 or a2 into b ks square plus s की power 4 divided by a3 into b2 into c into ks4 divided by 1 plus 4s plus ks plus 6s square divided by aks2 plus 4s की power 3 divided by a की power 2 into b into ks की power 2 plus s की power 4 divided by a3 divided by a की power 3 into b की power 2 into c into ks की power 4. The equations of simple sequential model can be converted into Hill's equation when we are considering enzyme with an equivalent substrate binding site. If the cooperative of the substrate binding site is very marked, then the concentration of all enzyme substrate complex containing less than n molecule of the substrate will be neglected. So the equation become, after the modification, V upon V max is equal to S की power 4, S to the power 4 divided by A to the power 3, B to the power 2, C into Ks to the power 4 divided by 1 plus S to the power 4 divided by A to the power 3, B to the power 2, C into Ks4. That is further modified if you put A power 3, B power 2, C into Ks4 as a K prime. Now your equation become finally V upon V max equal to S to the power n divided by K prime plus S to the power n. The above equation, which is known as Hill's equation, can be derived into the Hill's plot logarithmic form. And when you take that equation, that is converted into V max into S to the power n is equal to V into K prime plus V into S to the power n. When you solve, subsequently you will find that the equation become S to the power n into V max minus V divided by V0 is equals to K prime. By multiplying log on the both sides, the equation become log S to the power n plus log V max minus V divided by V is equals to log K prime. If you solve this equation, that equation subsequently become log V upon V max minus V is equals to n log substrate concentration minus log K prime. And Hill's plot, which is well-known plot, is a plot between log V upon V max minus V0 and log substrate concentration on linear scale, where n can be directly calculated from this plot. So students, let's summarize what we have learned from this module. So in this module, we have learned what is allosteric site. So, allosteric site is site other than the active site which influence the binding or catalysis of active site. We have also learned why other binding sites is not influencing the catalysis of active site. So, therefore, we are saying that site as non-cooperative binding sites. We have also discussed the characteristic of allosteric enzymes. We have also discussed examples of allosteric enzyme and their significances. We have discussed how two approaches that is given to explain allosteric enzyme, such as symmetrical approach or symmetrical model and sequential approach or sequential model, is used to explain allosteric enzyme. So, allosteric enzyme changes their conformation and activity depends on binding of effector molecule to site other than active site, that you can say is allosteric site, that result in the change in the binding affinity at different sites. Symmetrical model assume that oligomeric enzyme is existing in two conformations. The first conformation is R state, which is having high binding affinity for substrate, and second conformation is T state, which is having the least binding affinity for the substrate. And symmetrical model also explain there is an equilibrium between high affinity oligomer and low affinity oligomer. Symmetrical model also explain how binding of activator, binding of substrate, binding of inhibitor is going to influence the sigmoidal curve of allosteric enzyme, and the result also shows, as you have seen, that inhibitor make velocity curve more sigmoidal, hence making reaction slow, while activator increasing the hyperbolic shift in the sigmoidal curve and making velocity curve more hyperbolic. So, ligand such as substrate, inhibitor and activator act by displacing equilibrium between R and T state in the favor of the state to whom it binds. That means, we have seen that if activator bind to the R state, it will shift equilibrium toward the formation of more R state. We have also seen that inhibitor which binds to the T state, it making velocity curve more sigmoidal and shifting equilibrium from R to T state. We have also discussed the other model, that is sequential model, which assumes that there is a sequential or progressive change in the affinity of the backend site depend on the occupied site. So, you can say that when the first binding of substrate take place, it is having least affinity. When the second molecule of the substrate bind, which behaving like allosteric molecules, it will increase the binding of subsequent molecule. So, we have also seen that the molecule is bind to the allosteric site, it may be similar to the substrate when we are saying it is homotropic cooperativity. It may be different from the substrate when we are saying heterotropic cooperativity, or it may be having mixed behavior, where it may be the substrate, it may be the other one. So, in this module we have discussed the characteristic of allosteric enzyme and different models that is given to understand the process of catalysis of allosteric enzymes. Thank you.